Good day, viewers. You are welcome to GALAD Science Academy. So, our today chemistry class, the next chapter is periodic table and periodicity of an element. So, without this periodic table, there's no what? Periodicity of what? Of an element. Let us look at what? The periodic table first, before we now move to the what? Periodicity of what? Of an element. So, periodic table. Periodic table. So the periodic table was first discovered by a Russian scientist. His name is what? Mendeleev. Then what? Mendeleev in 1869. In 18 what? 60 what? 69. That's the first scientist, a Russian scientist that what? Discover the what? The periodic what? Or construct the periodic table. And this periodic table is a table that arrange elements orderly based on their what? The increase in what? In atomic what? Atomic number. And a typical periodic table is comprised of what? Of several groups. Comprised of how many groups? It's comprised of how many what? Groups? It's comprised of groups and what? And period. We have seven what? Seven groups. And we have four what? Four periods. I'm talking of what? The basic periodic table. The periodic table that is comprised of just 20 elements. We have basic periodic table and we have what? Standard what? Periodic table. So, but for this class, I will use what? The basic periodic what? Table to explain the periodicity of an element. So when we now get into the what? To the pure inorganic chemistry class. So we use what? Standard periodic table, and it contains what? Transition elements and inner transition what? Elements. So we have what? It's composed of what? A standard periodic table composed of what? Seven groups and what? And then four periods. And four what? Four periods. So this is what? Table. So from here now, let me draw the what? The structure of periodic what? Periodic table. Of that basic periodic table. We have So this is what the structure of basic what periodic table. This is not the standard one. The standard one comprises of transition elements of 110 elements we have. But this one is comprised of what? Just 20 what? Elements. Though the basic one is the periodic table that is comprised of what? The first 20 what? Elements. So, but I said the periodic table comprised of what? Of 7 groups, abi, and then what? And then 4 periods. So the groups we have what? There are 7. This is group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6, group 7, and what? Group 8. I'm so sorry. The group we have in periodic table is not 7. It's comprised of what? Of 8 groups. 8 what? 8 groups. And it's comprised of what? 8 groups and then 4 what? 4 periods. So what is the group of an element we have in periodic table? Let's look at what group. Group of an element in periodic what? Table. See, so the group of an element in periodic table can be defined as the vertical arrangement of an element. The what? The vertical arrangement, you can see it now. Vertical arrangement of an element in what? A periodic table like this is called group of what? An element. So the arrangement of an element vertically in periodic table, we call it what? The group. So group is what? Is the can be defined as a what? As the vertical arrangement of an element in what? A periodic table. Yes. And the element of what? Of the same group must have the same valency electron. The element of what? Of the same group must have the same what? Valency electron. And again, the element of the same group must have the same chemical property. Must have the same what? Chemical what? Properties. And again, the group of an element can be determined by what? By the number of electrons in atom's what? Shell. So the group of an element can be what? Can be determined by what? By valency what? Valency electron or what? Determined by valency electron or number of electron in atom what? Number of electron in outermost shell. So we can also call it what? Valency what? Electron. So what do you need to know in the what? In the group? The group is simply means what? The vertical arrangement of an element in periodic table. And the group of an element can be determined by what? By number of electron in atom's what? Atom's shell, which is as what? Valency electron. And two elements of the same group must have the same what? Valency electron, which is as what? Atom's what? Electron. And the element of the same group must also have what? The same chemical what? Properties. If you look at what? This halogen, group what? Group 7 elements. In this group 7 elements, we have 2 elements there. We have what? Fluorine, and we have chlorine. We also have bromine and iodide. Yes, if I complete what? If it's standard periodic table. So these are what? They are group what? Element of what? Of group 7 elements. Abi? Yes, I take it from here. This vertical arrangement of elements in periodic table like this. But mind you, but I said what? No, they are what? Element of the same what? The same group. Abi? And the 2 elements of the same group, they must have the same what? The same chemical properties. That's the first properties of both of groups. Element of the same group is what? The same family. They must have what? The same chemical what? Properties. And again, how are you going to what? To determine the group of an element. You can determine the group of an element by what? By counting the number of electrons in their atom shell. And the same thing, all the elements of what? Of the same group, they must have what? The same number of electrons in atom's what? atomic shell. Let us check this halogen family. Look at what? The atomic number for fluorine is what? Is 9. Chlorine is what? 17. Chlorine is 17. What is bromine? 2, 8, 7, 8, 7, 10, 8, 20, 10, 2, 20, 25. Like bromine is what? 25. Let me just take these three. So the electronic configuration for what? For fluorine inside the tissue 2, 8. Sorry, fluorine is 9, 2, 7. In chlorine, what do we have? 2, 8, 7. Bromine, what do we have? 2, 8, 8, 7. Now, yes, let us leave iodide. You can observe that what in this fluorine, we have how many what? How many shell? You can draw it here for fluorine. Let me draw it here. Fluorine, we have how many shell? 3, 2. This is the first shell. This is the what? The second shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. Yes, this is innermost shell. This is outermost what? Shell. For this fluorine now, assume this is what? Fluorine. Fluorine. Yes. Yeah, let us look at what? The second one. We have chlorine. Abi? Chlorine is 2. We have 2 inside. Followed by what? 8. And followed by what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So this is what we call what? What? Chlorine. Yes. Look at what? This is what? Inner shell. This is what? Outermost shell. This is what? Inner shell. This one is what? Middle shell. Here we have outermost shell. If you look at what? The number of electron we have in what? In outermost shell of what? Of fluorine is what? Is 7. Of chlorine is also what? 7. So all the elements of the same group must have the same what? Number of electron in outermost shell. They must have the same what? The same chemical property. So the valency electron is what they will use to what? To place all the elements into what? Into their group. If you look at what? Let us look at lithium. Yes, let me use lithium. Lithium I3 and what? Sodium 11 with what? Potassium 19. Let us look at what? What group does these three elements belong to? Abi, check it here. They are group what? Group 1 element. And they must have what? 1 electron in the outermost shell. Let me draw the what? The K11 shell notation. So for this potassium, we have what? 2 inside, 1. For this sodium, we have what? 2, 8, 1. For potassium, 2, 8, 8, 1. You can see that what? All lithium, sodium, potassium, they have one electron in the outermost what? Outermost shell. This tell others what? They belong to the what? Group what? Group 1 element in what? In periodic table. Now? So all I'm trying to say here is what? The group of an element can be determined by their valency electron. An element of the same group must have the same valency electron, and the two elements of the same group must have the same what? Chemical properties. And this group now, yes, this group cannot be what? Classified into the what? Into 8. Now what? Group can be classified into what? Into how many? 8. Let us look at it now. Group of what? Elements. Group what? Group 1. And we alpha we call what? Group 2. We alpha we call what? Group what? 3. Then we have Group what? Group 4. Group 7. The last one is what? Group 8 or 0. So the group of an element in periodic table can group to what? Into 8 groups, Abi? And look at what group 1. Or let me put it in this area, yes. Group 1, group 2, group 3. They are metals. We call them what? Metal. Group 4, they are metalloid. Group 5, group 6, group 7, they are what? They are non-metal. Where group 8 are noble gases. So we can now say what? Yeah. Group 1. The group 1 element, we can also call them what? Alkali metal. Alkali what? Metal. The group element of group 1 in periodic table, they are called alkali what? Metal. Why are they called alkali metal? When they react with what? With oxygen, they form a what? When they are oxide, when they react with what? With oxygen, they form basic oxide. When their basic oxide now react with what? With water, they will form soluble base. And the another name for soluble what? Soluble base is called what? Alkali. So any base that can dissolve in water are called what? Alkali. So when the element of what? Of group 1 react with what? When the basic oxide of what? Of group 1 elements dissolve or react with water, they will give us what? Alkali. So, and that's why we call them what? Alkali what? Metal. Because whenever the element of group 1 element react with what? With water, they will give us what? Soluble what? Base, which is alkali. And the group 2 elements, they are called what? Alkali earth metal. So whenever the group 2 elements react, their oxide react with what? With water, they also give us what? Soluble what? Soluble base. And the soluble base given here can have what? Magnesium what? Hydroxide. Here we can have sodium what? Hydroxide, they are soluble what? Base. And the group 2 element, they are called alkali earth metal because the group 2 elements can be found on what? On Earth's surface. That's why they put what? Alkali earth metal here. And group 3 elements, you can call them what? Boron family. Boron what? Boron. Boron for what? Family. So that's what? Group 3 elements. And this group 1 element and what? Group 2 to group 3 elements, group 1, group 2, and group 3 elements, all of them are called metals. So this group 4 elements, we call them what? Metalloid. What? Metalloid. So and in group 4 elements, we have carbon. If you look at what under isotope of carbon, we have diamond and what? And silicon. So we have diamond and graphite. Abi? So you can see that what the two, one is conduct electricity, the other one does not conduct electricity. And both of them can be found inside the what? Inside the carbon. And we also have silicon here. So the metalloid is a what? Is an element that is between the what? Metals and what are non-metals in periodic table. And they also behave like what? Like metal. And as well as also be like what? As non-metal. The metal what? Metalloid. When we get to the carbon and its compound, or when we get to the what? The semiconductors in physics, you will understand the what? The group 4 elements very well. And the next one is what? We have group what? Group 5. These group 5 elements are called nitrogen family. Nitrogen what? Family. And we have nitrogen and what? And phosphorus there. So, and the next one is what? We have group what? Group 6. The group 6 elements are called what? Oxygen family. We have what? Group 7 elements. They are called what? Halogen. Group 7 elements, we call them what? What? Halogen. What is the term halogen is a Greek word, simply means what? Simply means salt former. Salt what? Former or salt producer. So the meaning of what, or the another name for group 7 element, which is halogen, is what? They are salt former. Because whenever the what, any one of group what, group 7 elements react with what? With metals, they will form salts. Such like what? We have what? Metal plus chlorine. We have sodium chloride is a salt. Abi, if we have what? Calcium plus what? Bromine is calcium bromide is a salt. So whenever the what? Any one of halogen family react with what? With metal, they will surely give us what? Salt. And this last one is what? Is group what? Group 8. And the group 8 elements in periodic table, abi, they are also called what? Inert gas. Inert what? Gas or rare gas or rare what? Rare gas, or you can also call them what? Inert gas. Or also call them what? Noble gas. Noble. Why groups 8 elements are called all these beautiful names? Because the group 8 elements, they are stable elements. All other elements we have in periodic table, they are what? They are unstable. They are radicals. They are what? They are unstable. Reason? Because is the only group 8 element that is obey octet rule and duplex what? Rules. In their atomos share, they have to complete electron in the what? In the atomos share. Look at what? Helium. The helium is atomic number what? 2. Abi? So its configuration is what? Is 2. If you draw the shell for helium, what do you go to have? We have what? This 1, 2. Abi, and this innermost shell under KLMN shell, the maximum number of electrons which K can be contained is what? Is 2. So the helium here, it has what? Complete what? Complete electron in the what? In its outermost shell. This helium is what? Is stable. Look at neon. Neon is atomic number 10. By having it like this, 2, 8, yes, 2, 8. By drawing the shell, we have what? 2 inside, followed by what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, I went at what? In a under principal quantum number in my previous class of chemistry. The principal quantum number tells us what? The maximum number of electrons in what? In this KLMS shell. So this L can contain what? 8. So you can see that what? The 8th electron is complete in what? In neon. Look, if you look at others, their outermost electron does not complete. That's what makes them what? Stable. So all in basic chemistry, all these what? Halogen family, they can react with what? They are stable elements. They will not react with what? With any other element. But in advanced chemistry, you have some condition that can also make them what? A reactive element. But for now, group 8 elements, they are stable elements. They can't react with any other element. And we call them what? Inert gas, rare gas, or noble gas. So that's all about what? About the group of an element. So the next thing now we need to check now is what? Is period. Is what? Period. So if you remember, I said the group is what? Is a vertical arrangement of an element in periodic table. Good. What is period? The period now divided as what? Is the horizontal. If the group is this, the period will be what? Horizontal arrangement of an element in what? In periodic table. So when we arrange elements along what? This line, which is horizontal in periodic table, that is what we call what? Period. So if the group is what? Is vertical. One, this is first group, second group, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Abi? But in terms of period now, we have this is the first period, this is the first period, second period, third, fourth. So the first period is what? We have hydrogen and helium. Second period, we have lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Third period, we have what? Nitrogen, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, up to argon. The fourth period, we have what? Potassium, calcium for the basic periodic table. Abi? Yes, that is the period. So the period is what? Is the horizontal arrangement of an element in periodic table. While group is the vertical arrangement of an element in periodic table. And the group of the period of an element can be determined by counting the what? The number of what? Of electronic cell. I said, how are we going to what? To determine the group of an element in periodic table? We will look at what? The outermost electron, Abi, to know the groups. But how am I going to know the what? The period of an element in periodic table? You count the what? The number of what? Electronic what? Electronic share. Take for instance now, let us find the groups or the period of the following elements. Number one, let me write what? Aluminium. Aluminium is 13. How about period, Abi? Okay, let me put what? Neon. Neon is 10. Let me put, yes, calcium. Calcium is 20. Wow. Carbon. Carbon is 6. Let me put oxygen is what? Is 8. We have potassium, which is what? 19. Yes. So what are the what? The period of all these what? Elements. Before we can know the period of any element, I said you use what? You count the number of electronic what? Share. Which is what? What is the electronic share that we are used to? Is K what? K L M N share. This is what we call what? Electronic what? Electronic share. But in electronic share, we are taught that this is 13. We have 2, 8, remain 3. 3. So for this neon, what do we have there? 2, 8, complete. For calcium, 20. 2, 8, 8, 2. For what? Carbon, 2, 8, is not up to 8. 2, 4. Oxygen is what? 2, 6. 19. 2, 8, 8, 1. Abi, let me put what? Sodium here. Sodium is 11. Is what? 2, 8, 8, 2, 8, 1. Good. So you can, let me make it easier again. We can draw the shell for this one. What will be the shell? We have 1, 2, 3. 2. This is what the third one. The one we have what? Inside. It is contain how many electrons? 2. 1, 2. The middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The one outside, 1, 2, 3. For neon, now what do we have for neon? We have 1, no, sorry, Neon will have this. Yes. Where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Because of time, I cannot draw every shell for everything. For this one now, you make it what? 1, 2, 3, 4. You draw first cycle, abi? Filled with electron. But we want to know the what? How are you going to know the what? The period of an element in periodic table. I said you will know by what? By counting the number of what? Electronic shell. So for this one now, how many shell does this aluminium have? One. This is the first cell. This is the second cell. This is third cell. Abi? Therefore, this aluminium belong to the what? Period what? 3. Yeah, how many shall do you have here? 1, 2. Who is this? It also belong to what? Period what? Period 2. Here, we have how many period here now? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one belong to the what? Period what? Period 4. Carbon, 1, 2. How many period? Period 2. Oxygen, how many period? Period 2. Potassium, what is the period? How many share? 1, 2, 3, 4. Period 4. How many share do you have there? 3. Period 3. So we can now know that what? Before you can know the what? The period of an element in periodic table, you must know the what? The number of electronic what? Electronic share. Like this. So if you now check it here, in a periodic table here, this from my calculation here, aluminium is what? Is period 3. Check it here. Period 3, we have sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon. So aluminium belongs to the what? Period 3. Neon, period 2. Check it here. 2. Neon is what? Is period 2. Abi? And others. So we can now say that what? Element of the same period must have the same number of what? Of share. Abi? So look at 2 here now. Period 2 are what? Here. Oxygen and what? Neon. And we also have what? Carbon here. Check it. Period 2. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. So element of the same period must have the same number of what? Of share. If you look at what? The aluminium and what? Aluminium and sodium, they are in the same what? Period. Both is what? Period 3. Check it. Aluminium, sodium, magnesium, they are in what? Period 3. Abi? So in period 4, we have calcium and what? And potassium there. So that's how we what? We determine the period and a what? And a group of an element in periodic what? Periodic table. So the next thing that we need to treat now is what? Is periodic law. Periodic what? Periodic law. See, this periodic law is help us a lot. Is the one that is what? Tell us, take care, sorry. Is the one that is what? Tell us how are you going to determine the properties of each element in what? In periodic table. The law states that the properties of an element, it said that what? Properties of an element in periodic table can be determined or say that properties of an element in periodic table is the periodic function of what? Atomic number. It states that what? Properties of an element in periodic table in periodic what? Table is a periodic function of atomic number. Do you know the meaning of this sentence or statement? It said that what? The properties of any element in periodic table is a periodic function of what? Atomic what? Atomic number. Let me interpret this law. Assume I'm given unknown element X. This is an element X. You now say what? Yeah, this X is an unknown what? Element. And I want you to what? To give me the three property. Give me three properties of what? Of this element X. You now tell them that how do you expect me to know the properties of this element X? Because we don't know that what this element, is this a metal or what? Or non metals. You know, here I said group 1, group 2, group 3 elements are what? Are metals. But the group 4 is metalloid, but group 3, group 5, 6, 7, they are what? They are not what? Non-metal. Where group 8 is what? Are noble what? Noble gases. You are now asked that what? To state the properties of this element X. You tell them that what? I cannot say it because this is what is a phrase, is incomplete element. Before you can state part of any element, you must know the atomic number. That's what this man is telling us. That's what? The properties of any element in periodic table is a periodic function of what? Of atomic number. That is, once you know the atomic number of this element, you know the what is property. Let us assume that what? They give us what? The element now, they said its atomic number is what is 11. They said an unknown element X with atomic what number 11 give three properties of the element. Element S is unknown, but atomic number is 11. Okay, so what? Number is 11. The first thing you do is what? Write down the what? Write out the electronic configuration of this X 2, 8, 1. You can see that what? With atomic number, we know that what? This element have one electron atom share, abi? And any element that have what? One electron atom share must belong to the what? To the group 1 element. You can now say what? This element what? X. Its first property is what? Its first property is what? Is belong to the what? Group what? Group 1 in periodic what? Table, abi? Therefore, this and all group 1 elements, they are called what? Alkali metal. As what? Therefore, since it belongs to the group 1 element and it's also a what? A metal. And it's not ordinary metal. Is what? Is an alkali what? Alkali metal. How do we know all this property? Because they are giving us the what? The atomic what? Atomic number. So that is what periodic law said. What? Before you can know the price of any element, you must know the what? Its atomic what? Atomic number. Am I communicating? So, you say what? You know the word atomic, but by the time they give us what? The X, they said the number is what? Is 11. From there, we discover that what? By using electronic share, that this X must belong to what? Group 1. Why? Because of the what? Atomic we know. From there, we said the word is a metal. And it's not ordinary metal, it's an alkaline metal. Because whenever the what? This no X react with what? With water, it will give us what? Soluble what? Soluble base. Abi? Later, I say what? This element S is what? Is belong to the what? What period? Period. Check it here. 1, 2, 3. Period what? Period 3. How do you know the period? Because of the what of atomic number. And from there, you can now move to the what? The metal properties, which is reducing agent, ductility, malleability, and others. So that is what periodic law is telling us, that before you can know the what? The properties of any element, you need to what? To know the atomic what? Number. What? The periodic law said that properties of an element is a periodic function of what? Of atomic number.